Finally, a show I can truly enjoy for the first time in a long time, as it literally kicks the shit out of the competition, both on screen and off. Cobra Kai. Put this down to apathy and a lack of investment in the current film and TV that is out there, but I find myself late to the party to what is quite possibly one of the best things to hit our screens in recent years. The consistently good reviews from fellow YouTubers and friends had my slight interest at the beginning when looking for a new show to watch, but still, I held back from diving in. Let's face it, with the quality of shows out there that are always promising something great but repeatedly delivering nothing but woke agendas and drivel acting, I found myself reluctant to give it a try despite what people were saying. I had enjoyed the original films back in the 80s, but personally I had never really become a huge fan, and so with a little commitment to the classic franchise and the modern continuation some 30 years later, it didn't truly hold any major attraction to me. And having seen the disasters of other shows that have tried this very thing, it only added to my willingness to avoid investing in something else only to be let down again. How wrong I was. Immediately, everything from the minute it starts on season 1 is fully fleshed out, and long gone are the typical 80s straightforward black and white way of telling stories. The easy way the show drops into expertly building upon the two main characters of Daniel and Johnny is cleverly done. Okay, maybe we already understood Daniel somewhat from the films, but Johnny's character was almost a blank page back then that was never worked on beyond the character's basic needs, and seeing how the writers have elaborated upon his world now are some of the best moments in this show. The 80s was a great time for movies, but I was so glad that his character had evolved from the stereotypical bad boy image that was only there to be the antagonist rival, to now become something more. I instantly could see his humanity and began to find myself wanting to know more about him and what drove him. This show had now moved out from more than what the film was, and as an actor to be called upon to revisit this character and develop who Johnny really was, it must have felt like an amazing opportunity for him. With his life left in tatters, leading back to the days of the original films, to this story of redemption and correction still haunted by the past, and only spurring to continue a rivalry still in his mind as he begins to put his world back to rights. Opening Cobra Kai to his first student Miguel, and the uphill battle to make it something better than it was before, to keep the same rules and code but never go beyond the boundary of honour, to be better, to be a better man. His plan to make it more than the club that he felt had partially ruined him, but the more he tries to build this business, the more he comes into conflict with Daniel, who now sits pretty as a successful owner of one of the town's local car dealerships. The bad blood between them leads to great stories, but equally the fact that they have so much in common also leads to some amazingly scripted dialogue between the two men, both relevant to today's telling and very much in line with the points made by the original movies. Ralph falls back into his character extremely easily and is a joy to see again as Daniel, and you can't help but thinking as you watch how proud the late Mr. Miyagi would have been to have seen him now. But William takes this show to a whole new level. His acting is fantastic. It truly leaves you watching every expression he makes from his cold stare. The vision of a man who has had everything in his life come crashing down. You're listening to every word from him and feeling the pain of the last 30 years with just a simple look from his eyes. His level of craft has probably stunned me the most, and I really find myself 100% engaged with his character, continually muttering under my own breath, not to screw this up. Every time we come close to burying that hatchet, I sit tense, knowing something is going to throw a spanner in the works and blow it. With the reuniting of original cast members, to the subtle references strewn throughout the show, it deeply remembers its roots and respectfully pays homage to the movers, yet somehow still manages to tell new and exciting stories that don't trample all over the past or try to retcon it. It simply follows on forwards and upwards to better things, and is never afraid to mock those things that seem to ruin so many other shows out there today. But also, it remembers to make fun of itself too. Cobra Kai is not just about fighting, it's not just about Daniel, it's about people, emotion, fun, excitement, pain, betrayal, and sadness and loss. It's a collection of great acting moments and simple but perfectly delivered lines, the culmination of many people's collective effort to bring to the screen a project of passion. And it truly shows. It doesn't matter if you don't like martial arts or you do like martial arts. This is something that will capture anybody's imagination. There is nothing to this show that I find annoying or off-putting, and I urge anybody who has yet to see it to do so right now. Don't put it off any longer and dive straight into season 1. Trust me, you won't be able to stop. This definitely is one of those shows that makes you say, "Oh, go on then, just one more." Okay, that's it for this review, so if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, maybe now is the time to hit that big red button and hit the bell icon next to it, so you don't miss out on any other content that I have coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.